Good morning, students. Now we are going to start, or I'm going to explain you the summary. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. The second chapter of your on way. Let's listen to the detailed summary. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. It is telling about the extreme bravery and skill shown by Gordon Cook. And now you're going to ask me who Gordon Cook? Yes, Gordon Cook's family and crewmen in a war with water and waves for existence. So, this businessman, a British businessman, he, along with his family, his wife, and his children, wanted to replicate the journey of Captain Cook. And for that, he spent 16 years of his leisure time in practicing the sea before taking the actual journey of the world. 16 years he had practiced that whatever the challenges he is going to come in future when he will be undertaking the journey of the world, how he is going to overcome it. So this story is based on that. How this family, during the time of adversity, there was a time when this man who was actually taking the journey around the world was about to die, how he gave up, but later on, how his children had inspired him, and then how this family and other people who were on the tour of the world saved their life. Let's see. In the month of July, in the year 1976, the writer, the British businessman, his wife Mary, his son Jonathan, and his daughter Suzanne, they set sail from Plymouth in England to duplicate, I told you, the round the world journey made 200 years ago by Captain James Cook. They took the trip in their professional designed ship, named it the Wave Walker. And then they picked up two sailors on the way. One was Larry Vigil, who was an American, and another was a Swiss, a man from Switzerland, whose name was Herb, to tackle one of the world's coldest ocean, the Southern Indian Ocean. The first portion of the journey which they have started, they were able to cover 105,000 kilometers to Cape Town. That passed off very enjoyable. They could not met any kind of outward incident. The journey was passed out very peacefully. But on the second day of Cape Town, they started to encounter means face strong windstorm. Windstorm did not worry about the narrator, but the height of the waves were alarmingly means dangerously up to 15 meters above that, as high as a main mast. Mast, you know, if you see the boat, you must all have seen a pirate also, that they have a wooden boat, and there is a pole, a big pole with which the sail is attached. That pole is called a mast. So the waves were higher than the mast. You can imagine that the whole ship was under the control of the wave. On the 25th of December, the writer's ship reached the southern Indian Ocean. That was about 3,500 kilometers to the east of Cape Town. Cape Town in Africa. The family welcomed the new year on the ship. But this writer knew very well that in new year, the weather might change. Yes, the weather changed, but not for the good, but for the worst. What happened on January 2nd? At the dawn of 2nd January, dawn means before sunrise, the waves were huge in size. They started encountering the waves which was very huge in size. There were unfriendly weathers were there because it was raining. There was a water storm. Then the waves which was very huge, gigantic, was continuously, it was attacking their ship. And it forced the sailor, the waves, the huge waves, forced the sailor to slow the speed of the ship. They dropped the storm zip. Zip means a sail, but storm zip means a sail which is able to control the storm and take various other precautions, because they knew very well that the waves which were there, which they are meeting in the water for a very long period of a time, they could not endure it. They have to give up. Anytime they might be thrown into the water, their ship might damage, they might die. So they started taking a precaution that suppose if they are thrown into the water, then what they are going to do so that they could be alive. The risk was so obvious that the sailor accomplished a life raft drill, attached the lifeline boats and a life jacket. So they wore a jacket, life jacket also. Is it clear? They had oil, they have joined, means they have spread the oil all over their body. They took out the small boat, which we call it dinghy, that in case if their ship is damaged due to these waves, at least their life would be safe. And do you know why they had applied oil over their body? For two reasons. One, if they're thrown into the body, they will not be drowned. As we know, science students, you know very well that water is, so the oil always floats over the water. Second, that oil was having a pungent smell, a very bad smell. So the sea animals would not come near to them. And after wearing a life jacket, oiling their skin, they were waiting for the disasters. Clear? And the disaster, impending disaster. Impending means in future, and they knew very well that very soon they are going to meet with disasters. Yes. And they met. That is at 6 p.m. on 2nd January. A terrific explosion shook the wave walker. At first, the writer thought that it might be a cloud because there was a whole ship was filled with darkness. But when he saw, he was shocked because the ship, the thing which has covered the ship was not a cloud. It was a huge wave. Before he could do anything, the wave threw it threw the narrator into the water. The wave walker was about to overturn the name of the ship when another massive wave hit it, throwing it upright one more time. So the wave walker was about to submerge in water. It upturned. But another wave came from other side and it made the wave walker straight. Now the writer, who was thrown into the water, but somehow he caught hold of the railing of the wave walker and his body was suspended in the air. Neither was he was in the water, nor he was on the ship. He was just there hanging in the air. And another wave has come and it put back the narrator back to the ship. But in this process, this narrator was badly injured. His head and ribs were smashed. Clear? He received lots of injury. There was a blood completely filled his mouth. But then also, he had not lost his hope. The writer took charge of situation and he decided to handle in his own, because what happened when the waves attacked their wave walker, everything, the wave walker was badly damaged. The water was getting inside the ship from all over the way. Everything was floating in the water. Their pump, even their steering wheel, everything was badly damaged. But somehow they have to go on, or they have to continue with their journey. So Larry and Herb were given a duty, and like a madman, they were continuously pumping out the water from the ship because the water was getting inside from all over. The author somehow managed to cover the canvas across the gap hole to stop the water from entering into the ship. Moreover, their hand pump stopped functioning and the electric pump short-circuited at the same time. Luckily, the writer found a spare electrical pump that was in working condition. The entire night, everyone was pumping, steering, repairing, and sending radio signal for help. The author checked the chart and found that Ely Amsterdam, a French scientific base, was their last hope. Somehow they have to reach there. Is it clear? If they reach that French base, at least they would be able to save themselves and their ship, because now their ship had been badly damaged. They could not continue for their further journey without repairing the ship. Moreover, his children and he himself, they were badly injured. There was no food. Everything was spoiled, you can say, or it was destroyed in the water. Sue and John, they got heavily injured, but they were not afraid to die if they were all together, according to Jonathan. Jonathan is saying, Father, I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die because I know when you, mother, and Suzanne, when we will die, we all will die together. So I'm not afraid. And Suzanne, who was badly hurt, she doesn't want to show her injuries to her father. When she was seeing that her father was desperate in saving the life of the people on the ship, she was badly injured. She had made a caricature, a cartoon, where she had shown her father, her mother, her brother, and herself. They had a laugh. And then when he saw about the optimism of his children, he filled with hope. And he was hoping that very soon they will be able to meet or land on the land. They will be able to land. Now, what happened? The writer was getting more and more courage from his children. Finally, they were able to touch the Amsterdam. It was a volcanic island where 28 inhabitants, 28 people lived there. And these people, they helped the narrators and the other people on the wave walker to recover from injury. After this man, author or narrator, when he found himself to be at the safest place, they saw that indeed Suzanne Sue was badly hurt. There were many clots in the brain which they had to perform a 6 minor operation. And when this narrator asked his daughter why she had not told him about his injury, she said that when she had seen her father was trying to save everyone, she doesn't want to show her father about her concern. So we could say that the collective power of unity and the never falling confidence of the sailor made it possible for them to survive and come out from the jaws of the death. I hope you have understood the chapter.